Hey friend, welcome back to the VanBuild series. This is kind of a throwback episode. So back in the fall, I took on this week-long project to see if I could learn how to weld in a week. And you can go watch that video linked below to find out the results. One of the things I noticed immediately was I was welding on this super janky wooden table and it was starting to catch on fire. So this video here is a throwback to when I initially built this. And then at the end, we're gonna come back and explain some of the new things we've added here and show you the sweet features. We're about a week into my journey of trying to learn how to weld, and I'm having seriously so much fun. And I noticed that I really need a place to be able to work on some of the welding projects as I'm trying to develop my skills so that way we can move forward on the van. Okay, I didn't design this thing originally to put drawers on it. I was just gonna make it a table, but once I made it a table, I realized how heavy it was, so I put wheels on it, and then once I put wheels on it, I thought, well, I might as well put other things on the cart because I was going to the hardware stores like Home Depot and Crappy Tire and seeing these like awesome tool carriers, but most of them were like $300, $400, $500 just for a bunch of drawers. So one at a time, I sort of just started to add these drawers, and I just welded the bracket straight to the side. Because I hadn't planned on it, I actually flared all my legs out a little bit to be a really stable platform, and that made installing the drawers really tough, and I started getting really frustrated. So some of them look a little jankier than others, but they're functional, and that's all that matters. So basically, I just take this cart on wheels, and every day when we're doing VanBuild stuff, it gets carted into the studio. It's just narrow enough so that way it fits in. Down here, I've got a massive handle so that way we can coil our big fat extension cable. I made this out of aluminum because I wanted to try and make something out of aluminum. The handle works great. It's also helpful for putting these C-clamps. I've noticed that these are very helpful to have around. Then I've got a power bar here so that way when I get it to location, I can plug it in. The doors all have clasps, except this one because I've been too lazy to weld on that clasp so far. So this one, I left this gap here on purpose so that way I could put grinders and stuff. This is kind of my grinder drawer with lots of different discs and sanding stuff. It's kind of an accident that this socket set actually fit into the drawer perfectly, but I'm gonna say that I plan to do it that way. Up in this guy, we've just got my wrenches. We've got metric and imperial. And then up here, this is kind of my catch-all drawer. So things like brushes, tips, just everything gets put into that one. My favorite drawer is the big guy at the bottom, and that's what holds basically every big power tool that I have. Here over on the side, I just have a little catch-all area for various screwdrivers, pull them out, use any size. Oftentimes just take, I always forget what this guy is called, my lead, my something. Do you know what this is called, Nick? But that's why I indented the edge. What I could have done is flip the angle so that way it was flat here like a normal table. But the reason why I kind of flipped it like that is so that way when I take this lead, it's very easy to get it on. And then another thing that I kind of noticed by doing that is that when I have clamps, so I wouldn't be able to fit a very big object in this style of C-clamp with this being a solid edge. So having the indented lip, I actually appreciate, so that way I can clamp larger things. So practically, it's held up very well. I built this in November. We are now in April, and this thing has been pretty bomber. I'm surprised that the drawer hinge things have held on as well as they have. So my biggest improvements that I probably could have made on this is actually have intended to build it for drawers right from the start. Because again, the legs are all flanged out a little bit, so none of the drawers actually fit in this perfectly. Like this one, when I try to close it, it catches. So I always just push from that edge over there. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions that you do in a table like this. If you've built any welding project carts, I'd love to hear what's worked well for you. If you want to pick up a sweet shirt, this thing's pretty awesome. It's kind of my motto with welding. I kind of got this idea from Doug at SV Seeker, another YouTuber who's building a massive boat in his yard. And so his kind of attitude towards welding and building things has been encouraging to me. So appreciate you, Doug. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, life's better when you make stuff. Peace.